This is the most Tumblr thing. I have alkaline water, and she has
and I have mason jar water.
Who do we think we are?
White girls, basically.
Yeah, I mean... yeah.
Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome back to my Tuesday video. Today, I have a special guest joining me. This is Jessica.
Hey, guys.
And we're both actors, so we figured we'd make an acting video for you guys because I do get a lot of questions asking, like, how do I get into the industry? How do I, like, break into acting? So that's why we are here to make this video for you guys. Yay! Yay! Me and Jessica and I, that's correct grammar.
Terminology.
Jessica and I met in like 2014 or something.
Yep, we were like
a while ago.
15 years old.
We're like
we were little beans when we met.
We were little beans. And we met doing background on Degrassi.
Yeah, we bonded and we just like...
We kept in touch, kind of. Like, we added each other on like social media, but we never really hung out like after that. It was kind of like a one-time thing. And then we kept like seeing each other at auditions and we're like, okay. Maybe there's a higher purpose, like maybe like the universe wants us to meet, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, today we're going to give you a few tips on how to break into the film and TV industry as an actor.
The ins and outs of the industry.
Yeah, and like things that we've learned through experience and things that we think are like the most important. We think the number one most important thing is training. It's like going to the gym. It's the same thing. It's like working out a muscle. Acting is very similar to that. So even if you think like, you know, oh, I'm good, like I know how to act, just train and like keep like improving.
And I think it's really important to find a really good coach who you kind of connect with, and even if you start by doing private lessons or classes, really anything is beneficial when it comes to learning the different like mechanics. If you're coming from theater to film, like it's so important.
So different.
It's so different, and like you have to learn how to be smaller on frame and how to live within that frame. Your eye lines, we were talking about like emotion memory and characterization. There's so much that training is beneficial for, and it's just so important to train.
Acting isn't just about like your own personal performance, it's about reacting, it's about stimulus response, reacting to your scene partner and like what's going on in that scene and like making lines come to life. So don't memorize the lines, learn the role. Put that in your Instagram bio, like Keara Graves.
Oh my god.
Acting queen. No, I'm joking, I'm not. I'm not.
Wow. You definitely need to connect on another level with the character, and learning the lines is so basic, and of course it's like very significant and crucial for the scene, but you need to be able to like look at the underlying content.
Deliver life, not lines.
Yeah.
And like you'll learn all these things when you go to acting classes, but we just wanted to like touch on like the basics because those are things that you should look for when you're like starting in an acting class. Another thing that acting classes will help you build the confidence, because like so much of your performance comes from confidence and like really committing to that role and what you're doing, because if you're wishy-washy, it'll show on camera.
Oh, for sure. And just even being able to like get up on your feet in front of, you know, 10 other kids, it's so important for you to be able to perform, because when you go into the actual world, you have an agent and you're auditioning, like you're going to be in front of casting directors and the cameraman, and you're probably going to be a little nervous the first few times, or maybe even 20 or 30 auditions in, but having that experience and knowing that people are like actively watching you, but just not caring, like being able to deliver yourself in the same manner, that's so important.
Yeah, and like not going into it like, oh, what is this person gonna think of me? Like, are people gonna be judging me? Like, you kind of have to go into it and like own what you're doing and not think about like what other people will think of you. Another thing is you have to learn how to make sacrifices.
Yeah.
Make a commitment to your craft. If this is really something that you want to do, you have to make a commitment.
This isn't like an easy thing to do, and you need to kind of go full force with it. If you have Sunday morning classes, then maybe it's not the wisest thing to go out and party Saturday night, and you know, your friends may make fun of you or it may suck for a little bit, but if it's truly worth it, and if you see yourself doing that as a career, then you will make those like according sacrifices.
Yeah. Are you going to be diligent? Are you going to go to acting class on time? Are you going to go every week? Are you going to show up camera ready, like you said?
Yeah.
Are you going to learn your lines beforehand? Like, are you going to know and be prepared and take notes? Like, and another thing that acting class will help you do is help you to know if you actually enjoy doing this and you want to continue. Because some people are like, I want to be on TV, I want to be a star, like, I want to be a celebrity.
Yeah.
But, like, that's not what this is. Like, this is a completely different thing. It's an art form, like, it's a craft, and it's hard work.
Are you willing to go the extra mile that maybe other people your age wouldn't? Are you willing to, like, skip out on the party or the Saturday night outing to, like, study those lines and know your character?
Once you do some training and you feel ready to move on, you can start gaining some experience, whether that be student films, volunteering at a casting house, volunteering, you know, even at a school play or something like that, community theater. Just getting yourself out there, getting as much experience as you can, because that will help you a lot.
Being down to earth and knowing that you're willing to take any sort of work, whether it's voiceover or commercial at first, and really just building yourself up from there, because, like, anything counts for your resume. So
anything helps.
Literally just getting experience, like, at a casting house, like you had said, or getting commercial experience, like, that's all awesome exposure that it's so worth it in the end, and, like, you're never too good for anything.
Exactly. Stay humble.
Stay woke.
Stay woke. One thing we want to bring up is background work, so like extras. We both did background. That's how we met, actually, on Degrassi. And there's nothing wrong with starting out doing background. So that would mean you have to get a separate agent, a background agent. And it's just good to be in that atmosphere and be on set and to just observe everything that's going on, because there's a lot of things going on set. And if you haven't had any experience on set prior to that, then that's a good way to, like, break into it. Once you have some experience under your belt, you want to gather some sort of a package to submit to agencies.
Picking out your best kind of like the genres that you do best for your demo reel, and getting those headshots, because it's a kind of a tedious process, to be honest.
It is. There's a lot of work involved.
Yeah.
But it's good to know, like, what your type is, like what you can most easily play, because then you can, like, get headshots accordingly.
With my headshots, we went for a really edgy kind of teen girl, popular kind of look.
Yeah.
And then we also did, like, the sweet, innocent, bright-eyed kind of, like, character. And it's so important to, like, have diversity within your headshots and have a really good range within those headshots, because
for sure,
usually if you go to a photographer, they'll give you like 2 or 3 different outfit changes, and they may even change your makeup up a bit.
So how do you find a photographer? You need to make sure there's unfortunately a lot of scammers in this industry, whether it's like agents that are scammers or photographers that are scammers. You really have to be careful.
So you can go on IMDb Pro and you can actually look on different people's accounts. Usually they credit the photographer, so you can kind of look based off of that. Like, there's some great ones in Toronto. I don't know if I can say names on this video or not, but
sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, Haley Andoff, and she did a beautiful job. Denise Grant is fantastic.
I got my headshots done by John Bergar. He's done a lot of headshots for The Next Step people, and I'm, like, associated with The Next Step a lot, so I met him through that, and, like, we actually had so much fun, like, doing the headshot session. But he did a beautiful job. So if you are, like, from Toronto, there are some names, check them out. Yeah, just look at headshots of, like, your favorite actors that might be from your city, or just, like, people that you know that have good headshots, and see where they got their headshots done. The next thing is a demo reel. And I feel like we both have kind of different, like, approaches to our demo reels, because for me, I just recently made a demo reel, and everything that's on my demo reel is from Lost and Found, like scenes from Lost and Found. It's on my YouTube channel, so, like, if you want to watch my demo reel, link in description. I did do a horror film, but that isn't fully edited yet, so I want to make sure it's edited before I, like, put any of the scenes into my demo reel. What about you?
So my demo reel is basically, I go to Armstrong Acting Studios, which, by the way, I would highly recommend, because they're awesome. I was really lucky to have, oh, someone's in trouble! My demo reel is basically just 2 scenes, they're contrasting scenes, and I picked them based on they were scenes that I've done in class before, in the master class, and they were just just material that I really wanted to work with. One is like a really, like the boss girl kind of attitude, and the other one's really raw and emotionally open.
Pick contrasting scenes. I have a bit of comedy in my demo reel, a bit of drama. Don't feel like you need to have, like, you have been booked on something and use that in your demo reel. You could use anything in your demo reel.
For sure.
Jess used like scenes from her acting class. You could do that. You could like put together a scene with your friends and film that.
Yeah.
Or like student films, use stuff from that. Like anything you have will work.
It's basically just to showcase what you can do and what you're capable of on both ends.
And the last thing, oh my god, sorry for the sirens, guys.
Oh my gosh.
Just sending my prayers.
Prayers.
Sign of the cross.
When you
went to a Catholic school. Let me just review. So in your package, you should have a headshot, a demo reel, and a resume. And now we'll talk about the resume. So what can you put on your resume? Jobs that you've actually been booked on, but you can also put training on your resume.
You can put different skills. So say you're a soprano in singing, or you can horseback ride. They can like look at your resume and say, oh, she can play volleyball. That would be great for her to audition for this volleyball film. Like,
exactly. For Lost and Found, I had singing on my resume. So the casting director was like, okay, this girl can act and she can also sing, and we're looking for actors for a singing show.
And number 4 is the most exciting step probably, is getting an agent. So getting representation. And this one is a really tricky yet so significant and so important.
Vital, yeah. The package we were talking about, you want to present this package to agencies. So find reputable agents in your city or town or wherever you live, the nearest like city that has most like film work. Please make sure they're reputable, because like I said before, there's so many like scam agencies.
For sure, it's really easy to fall into the trap of like thinking an agency is fine and they kind of talk you into things, and then maybe you don't fully read the contract, or you don't know that their actors in reality are not working or locked into this contract. So there's a lot of sketchy stuff that can happen for sure.
Yeah, or they ask for a lot of money up front.
If the agency asks for any money, it's an automatic no, because that is a scam agency.
Yeah, because you're not supposed to do that. Like, once you make money, they get commission. So once they book you on something, they take a bit of, like, a percentage of that money.
Like Keara said, like, if they are asking you for upfront money, that's a definite no. Yeah. That is a big, like, red.
Careful.
Huge
red flag.
Big
red X.
It's like wagon in the air. Wagon.
It's a wagon. Jess will be standing on top of the agency waving the red flag. Do not.
I told you not to.
I told you not to. So how do we know if an agent is reputable? For people in Toronto that ask me, like, how do I know if an agent is reputable, I say go to the ACTRA website, which is the union website, and they have like a list of reputable agents. So that's always a safe bet. If you're from somewhere else, you could go on IMDb.
Yeah. Actually, what I did to get my agent that I recently just signed with is I did talk to a few people from my studio, and I asked maybe like, where would I be best suited? Do you know if so-and-so is reputable? Do you think I'd be good to apply here? So I kind of went off of the application process from that, but also going on IMDb Pro and seeing different shows that are casting in Toronto. And then,
or where you live.
Yeah, or wherever you live, and you kind of have to look at actors and actresses that live in that general area and who are casted on those shows. And honestly, when you go through the list, you'll probably find that, you know, the same 6-7 agencies just keep coming up, because those are probably the agencies with the best connections to getting you those lead roles and to getting auditions for those shows. I can't express the importance of being okay with waiting to get a good agent. And being patient, because it is so worth it to be repped by a big and good agency.
It's so important. You can ask for recommendations or referrals from your acting coach. So if you did get training, like ask them, ask people in your class, like which agents are good, like who should I sign with? My acting coach, EVN Studios, shout out to Earl Nanhu, love you. Even once you get represented by an agent, keep training and keep improving, and never think that like you're good enough and just like blow off your training, because like I said before, training, like acting is a muscle that you need to keep working on.
And never think that you're too good for a role.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if you're repped by a really great agency, they probably will send you for smaller stuff first, just if you don't have much experience.
And that's fine. And
That's
that's
okay.
good.
That's
Everything's
okay.
good experience. Every
Yeah.
experience is good experience because you will learn from everything. Everyone learns at their own pace, and everyone's career moves at its own pace. So just try not to compare your career to other actors' careers. Like we were saying, like sometimes like there will be a very young actor that just started out and they're like 12 years old and they get booked on a major series and they're only 12. And then you're there like, you know, 18, 19, and like you haven't had a lead role in something, and you're like, wow, this person is more accomplished or more successful, but
it's not necessarily true at all.
It's not.
Another thing is, like, it's okay to wait and develop within yourself as an actor before you sign with a big agency, because maybe you just want to work your way up, and it's okay to not have a huge like agent at first, and it's okay to take your time training. And it can be hard when you're in a really high level competitive class and other people are working, and
and you're always comparing yourself to
you're
others.
comparing yourself. It's constant comparison, but you just need to learn that like your time will come.
Everyone that is like uber successful, usually they have the right mindset and they're confident and like they have belief in themselves and they have a lot of self-love. Because that's what everything kind of stems from, and like trust in the universe and trust in the universe's divine timing, that everything's going to happen in the best possible way for you.
I really like that. That's very true.
Thank you. Yeah.
Just have like that faith that, let's say like out of high school you chose maybe to be an actor and not to go to school, or if you take a year off of university, like it's okay to go down your own path, and it's fine to do that and have that confidence, because again, your training and your dedication, it's gonna pay off.
I really hope you guys learned a lot from this video. It was really fun to make. Thank you for joining me on my channel.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, this was our first YouTube video, guys. Like, can we get a round of applause? Yes, girl!
Thank you! So comment below if you want us to do a follow-up on this, if you have any more ideas for what you'd like us to talk about within the industry, and different tips for actors, or even unspoken rules for actors,
the
that
unwritten rules of being an actor. We could make this into a series. If you want to see more videos like this, let us know. Like this video and comment below what you want to see next, and make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell. You can follow Jessica on social media. I will link it all below. Thank you for watching, and I love you all. Goodbye. Mwah.